What's good, YouTube? Dr. Fragrance here. Today we're going to talk about Green Irish Tweed and a couple of clones. Green Irish Tweed comes from the house of Tweed and has top notes of iris and lemon verbena. The middle note is violet leaves, and the base is ambergris and sandalwood. For me, the opening of Green Irish Tweed is very fresh and green with a little bit of the lemon verbena coming through. It eventually dries down into a green, earthy, almost moss-like scent, and you get a slight hint of the lemon verbena coming through once in a while. The performance on my skin is pretty good. I get maybe 6 or 7 hours and a few hours of projection. The sillage is not particularly great for me. Now there have been a lot of different clones of this particular fragrance. First one I'm going to talk about is Emerald Isle by Parfums Vintage. This opens more similarly, in my opinion, to the actual dry down of Green Irish Tweed. You get less lemon in the opening, a lot more green, and it's a lot more earthy. This is probably the added musk note coming through. The dry down is really similar to Green Irish Tweed, although I would actually say it's earthier and more intense. It smells almost like being in a forest surrounded by a lot of moss and earthiness. It's actually really nice. And I actually get better performance and better projection out of this particular fragrance than I do the original Green Irish Tweed. Now, another one I'm going to talk about is Très Nuit by Armaf. This one is great because it is really cheap. You can pick this up for 30 bucks. It's a lot more lemony. The dry down is a lot more lemony, less green. You don't really get the earthiness that you do with Green Irish Tweed, and it doesn't have that sort of darker, muskier scent that the Emerald Isle has. The performance is also not that great for this particular fragrance. I do get a couple of hours of projection and maybe only a couple of hours after that where it's more close to my skin. So you do have to reapply this one if you're going to be out, but you can't have a lot of high standards if you're only paying $30 for this. So the price point is really great. Just be prepared for the fact that you are going to have to reapply this if you're out for a while. If you really like the lemon note in Green Irish Tweed, you might actually like this quite a bit because it does have a much stronger lemon note than Green Irish Tweed. The last one I'm going to talk about is Le Parfait, also by Armaf. In the opening, there's still that very citrusy fragrance. However, it does have a really strong pineapple vibe to it, which I really enjoy. I like the lemony, citrusy pineapple opening that this particular fragrance has. It does dry down more similar to Green Irish Tweed. You do get more of the green and fresh earthiness, although it doesn't have that sort of fresh cut grass that a lot of people attribute to Green Irish Tweed. If that's something that you really like, Emerald Isle really does manage to get that. This, like Très Nuit, does not have the best performance, but again, when the price point is so good, you can get this for like $30. You can't expect the kind of performance and projection that you get off something like Green Irish Tweed or Emerald Isle, which are both more expensive options. However, if you really like the citrus like I do, this is probably a really great choice for you. I love the pineapple. I love the citrusiness that this one has that is much more amped up compared to Green Irish Tweed. And Green Irish Tweed does not have the pineapple note that this one has. The citrusy notes hang on a lot longer with Le Parfait for me than I get with Green Irish Tweed. So this is one of the things that I really, really appreciate about this particular fragrance and one of the reasons that I like it so much. So all in all, if you're looking for a cheaper option of Green Irish Tweed and you want something that is as close as possible to the original, Emerald Isle is the best choice. To me, it's actually a slightly more amped up version of Green Irish Tweed. You get less lemony, but you get the greeniness, the earthiness amped up a lot more. And for me, I have better performance and projection with it, so it's a really great choice if you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, but you really want something that is as faithful to the original as possible. If you like the citrusy notes like I do, these are really great choices. Either the price is great too, so you can't really go wrong with either of these. But personally, out of both of these, I would pick this one. I would just stick with this one. There's no real need to pick this one up. If you're looking for a really green fragrance, you haven't got your nose on any of these, go out there, check them out.